What is up, everybody? We are now ranking Nova's hero cards. Please, if you didn't check out the Digging Deep episode, please look into that. That's where I take Nova through all four aspects and see how well he does against Mysterio. These rankings are based off my own opinion, so don't take that however you will. So let's begin. We are going to start with his hero form, which I marked as a 3. Let's look at it. It's a 1-1-2 champion response. After you use one of Nova's basic powers, Thor attack or defense, ready supernova helmet. So it's an alright. It's not a good stat line, I think. But supernova helmet is basically what you need in order to use his kit well. Because if he didn't have that, he'd be bleh. But hit size 5, hit points 10. 10 is alright. 5 is normal. There's not much to say about that. Moving on to Alter Ego. Alter Ego is actually going to be a 2. It's on the lower side of things. Where is it? 3 cost recovery, that's average, civilian. Alter Ego action, spend 1 resource of any type, search your deck and discard power for a first supernova helmet, add it to your hand, put it into play instead if you paid for this ability using a wild resource. So his kit really likes to work with wild resources. So this is a very good ability, especially if you're using wild resource, to put supernova helmet into play just automatically instead of having to spend like 2 resources to play it because it does cost 1. Moving on to Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel is going to be a 2 only because I played her twice. Once, what did I play her twice? Once was just to, I think, a defender maybe. The second time was actually to use her ability. It's a 3-1-1-3, not the greatest stat line, but her response after you play an event, exhaust Miss Marvel and deal 1 damage to her. Return that event to your hand. So this was very good, especially when I was playing Pot Shot to ping off damage against Mysterio quite often, bringing it back to my hand to play again. So her ability is really good, but I only played her once. Not till like the very end I saw a good use for her. So that's on my bad, so that's why it's a 2. But later on, she's going to be higher on the list. Force Field Projection is a 4. What does this look like? Okay. It's a 4. It's a 1-cost event. Wonderful. When a friendly character would take any amount of damage from an attack, prevent 3 of that damage. If you paid for this card using a wild resource, deal 3 damage to an enemy. 1 cost to prevent 3 and possibly deal 3. That's a good card. Very good card. So basically, as long as you're not facing a big villain, you're negating almost their entire attack. And then also dealing 3 damage because if you have the helmet, it's an instant wild resource. So dealing damage, so great card to have. Lightspeed Flight. Lightspeed Flight I put as a 3. 2-cost event, double the number of wild resources generated while playing for this card. So I'm pretty sure I played this right, so like using the helmet to generate a wild resource for this, it automatically counts as 2 for this card. I think that's correct. Here action, remove 3 threat from a scheme. So 2 for 3. But being able to play for 1 for 3 for a wild, that's even better. So that's why it's a 3. It's a really good card, especially if you have a lot of wilds in your deck and have the helmet ready. So, decent card. Whoa. Okay, Pot Shot. Pot Shot I put as a 3 as well. Kind of for the same reason. 2 for 4. Alright, it's not horrible. Double the number of wild resources generated while paying for this card. So again, 1 for 4. Even better. That's why this is a 3. Unleash Nova Force. A really great card in this kit, which I put as a 4. 1-cost event, max 1 per round. Until the end of the round, each time Nova defeats an enemy or removes the last threat from a scheme, ready Nova and draw 1 card. So if you're constantly removing a threat and taking out little minions, you're constantly readying Nova over and over again, which in turn pretty much readies his helmet over and over again. And you're drawing cards. His deck really likes to draw cards, especially if you have this on the field. I always try to make sure I put it on the field, even if it readied me up 1 extra time or maybe twice. Next is Connection to the World Mind, which I put as a 4. Connection to the World Mine does not count towards your hand size, wild resource. So when you draw it, when you're drawing up to your hand size, so if you draw one, you're drawing up to 5, you draw one in your hand, you get to draw another card. So you essentially have a 6-hand card. At the start of your, at the at the end of your turn, you pretty much have 6, or even more if you actually draw both of these. So you can have a hand size up to 7 if you draw all these up. So very good card, I think. Yeah, moving on to Jesse Alexander. Jesse Alexander is going to be 2. So 2-cost support. I played it once, but it's not a bad ability. Exhaust Jesse Alexander. Shuffle 1 copy of Connection to the World Mine from your discard pile into your deck. Draw 1 card. The draw 1 card is what kind of bumps it up to a 2 because everybody loves drawing cards. But as I got into more games with Nova, I realized I didn't flip to my alter ego as much as this probably wants me to. So that's why this is on the lower end and it's 2. 2-cost support, I think that's pushing it, but it is draw 1 card, so I can see why that is. Moving on to the last card, his helmet, the glory of his deck. His helmet is a 4. 1-cost upgrade, Supernova helmet. Armor, Nova gains the aerial trait, which is awesome. Here, response, exhaust Supernova helmet, generate a wild resource. It doesn't say specifically what you have to generate it for, so you can use it pretty much for anything, but you want to make sure you use that wild resource on one of your cards like Force Field, Late Speed, Flight, or Pot Shot, because it doubles, which is always good. Always good. And make sure you have this out and timing it right with your hero basic abilities. That way you can ready it back up and just constantly do that along with Unleash Nova Force. This and your hero will constantly readying back and forth if you have Nova Force out there. So that is all the cards, all 17 cards, 15 plus hero and alter ego. For Nova, his overall ranking that I gave him is 7 out of 10, is what everything added up to being, 7 out of 10. Really good. I had a lot of fun with him. Can't wait to play with him against other villains. I'm sure it'll be harder in some and easier in others. Loved his kit. Loved some decks I played. I love the leadership and the Justice deck I played. Those were really fun. Let me know what cards you think should be lower or what cards you think should be higher. And what would you rank him out of 10? Please like and subscribe. And in the details below are all my social links. Other than that, we will catch you next time. Deuces.